Hi Gemini, this is your horoscope for April 2017. Thanks for joining me. Now from the 3rd of April until the 22nd of April, so the first 3 weeks pretty much of the month, the Sun is in Aries and it begins to conjunct Uranus in Aries. So these two planets blend their energies together. The Sun in Aries is about your identity and feeling like you are driven and you're pushing things forward. Uranus is about rebellion and eccentricity and energy. That in Aries is a firecracker, and coming together with your identity, the Sun, you're really going to be focused on expanding your social network. Okay? These two energies are opposed by Jupiter, the planet of good luck and good fortune, in Libra, in your 5th house of romantic relationships. So you're really in a unique position here where lots of people who you may not have heard from for a while get back in touch with you. People ask you around for parties or dinners, or social occasions start to appear now. And April is going to be a month where you're a lot busier when it comes to socializing, and you can start that yourself. I mean, you can plan a party or a dinner or anything that you want. So it's very likely that your social circle is going to grow in April, and that there may even be a romantic element to it. Now, on the 5th of April, Saturn begins to go retrograde, and Saturn stays in retrograde until the 25th of August. Saturn is the energy in the chart that really forces you to look at the way things are being done, okay? And it can make things seem a little bit difficult. When it's in retrograde, it's less harsh, and what you're able to do is you can review decisions that you've made in the past and how those have ended up. And you can also review the structures that you've got in your life, whether you're happy with them or not. So this is really a gentle time of looking at where you are in life now, where you would like to be in a year or in 5 years from now, and to start making different decisions and to start changing the structures if you want things to change. On the 9th of April, we have another retrograde. Mercury goes retrograde on the 9th, and it stays in retrograde until the 3rd of May. Now, Mercury is the communication planet. It's in Taurus, so it's slower than it usually would be anyway in this earthy sign, and it's in retrograde in your 12th house. So this isn't going to affect you that badly. I mean, Mercury is your ruler, but it's in the 12th house in Taurus. So the thing that may be a little bit difficult is knowing who you are and really what you stand for and what your beliefs are. So with all this socializing that you're doing, you may find yourself becoming a bit of a chameleon and going along with things that you usually wouldn't go along with, just for the sake of trying new things or being with a different group. So that's not a huge issue, I mean, as far as I'm concerned. As long as you're not doing anything that's harmful to you or harmful to another person, then trying new things and discovering new aspects of yourself, it can be a good thing. So when Mercury is in retrograde, it's a time of doing things differently anyway. Okay? So if you're not 100% certain about your identity, who you are, then this is a great place to explore that. April is a great time to explore that and to bounce things off other people and see what response you get. So this Mercury retrograde for you actually, in fact, is really positive in that it helps you understand yourself better. On the 11th of April, we have the full moon in Libra, and I will make a separate video on the full moon and the new moon to go into a lot more detail about this. But basically, the full moon in Libra, this is like an early birthday present for you here, because it's really a blessing when it comes to your love life and your romantic connections. You've got Jupiter sitting on top of that full moon as well, so Jupiter is the good luck planet. So something really positive happens in your love life, okay? You have been socializing already, so maybe you meet this person now, or a couple of days after the full moon, but it's around this period that something really positive happens relationship-wise. Now, what's interesting is that a couple of days later, Venus, the planet of love and beauty, goes direct. That has been in retrograde since the 4th of March, and now it goes direct. And while Venus is in retrograde, it's not a good time for new relationships to happen or for to really get a clear image of who someone is. Because you've had that blessed full moon in Libra with Jupiter in your 5th house, Venus goes direct early for you, okay? So as far as you're concerned, Gemini, you can assume that Venus goes direct on the 11th because the full moon really outweighs these last few days of this retrograde, and you can trust the romantic connections that you form and the people you meet, and you can really go ahead with those. Now, on the 20th of April, we have another retrograde. Pluto goes retrograde now, and that stays in retrograde until the 28th of September. Now, Pluto is the planet of transformation and change. It's in your 8th house in the sign of Capricorn, and it's all about inner illumination. It's about enlightenment. It's like the hermit in the tarot. It's shining the light of truth onto the inner self and really discovering what your place is. And this is what happens. You discover who you are. You discover who, as a result of that, who your tribe is, who the people are who share your beliefs and values, how you can expand your social network as a result of this new information that you've got. So the month has been about socializing and really kind of opening yourself up to new people, not being so certain about who you are. That has now resulted in additional certainty coming in and really having a much greater understanding of yourself as an individual and as a person. And of course that's going to have an effect on your friendships. You know, if you discover that you really love and care about animals, and your best friend has been Cruella de Vil, then there are going to be changes, okay? And unless you have that personal information, you won't be able to make those decisions. On the 26th of April, we have the new moon in Taurus. That happens in your 12th house. And the new moon is pulling energy into the chart, okay? So this is really positive for you because it's in your 12th house. So on a spiritual level, you're really going to be very strong moving into May here because you have that greater sense of self. You have a much stronger sense of your identity and who you are. So this is Gemini starting to know itself and really understanding itself in a really personal, intense, meaningful way. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with in April. If you would like a private reading based on your birth chart, which I can draw up using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the Readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you next month.